Hello and welcome. Sorry, hold on. I'm not ready. I'm not actually. Hold on. I'm very professional. Hello and welcome to. I should restart at this point. Typically I would, but you know, it's just been that kind of week, and I feel like I'm just gonna give this one to myself. Just be like, all right, it's fine. You got it. You got it, sweetheart. You're doing great, sweetie. It's been that kind of a week for me. It comes to wow. It's a very. Hold on. I need to do a little capture card restart. Disregard. But yeah, it's okay, capture card restart does not restart my skills apparently. But yeah, it has been that kind of a week where it's one of the rare ones where I have to take off stream a couple times just to get my bearings, and it's not even so. Typically, if I take a day off stream, I'm either hanging out with the wife, or if I'm like low on YouTube backlog, I'm gonna be working on that quite a bit. That has not been the case. I don't know if you could tell any difference in my voice, but I'm trying to get through a cough of sorts. Like, it's a head cold, but it's I keep saying that it's lingering more than usual, but every time I have a head cold, it lasts quite a bit, like at least 2 weeks, if not into a whole month. Maybe that's just the typical length for head colds. I don't know. I've heard some people knock them in like in 3 days just by sleeping a ton, but yeah, I don't have the luxuries that you do. I have a child. Not to sound bitter, but you know, just because it was my own choice. It was of my own volition that there's a that I have a 18-month-old daughter, and she's adorable, but she is also sick. So that's also not helping because she goes to bed later, yada yada yada. You probably heard this a billion times from me, from all my different videos, probably like the last 3 episodes too. But yeah, we've been relying heavily on the backlog a little bit. I wanted to get ahead maybe 2 weeks or so. That was a pipe dream. But good thing I took the initiative. You know, it's all about taking that initiative to do something that you may not have done prior, and it saved my butt. Not that people are counting on these to be on. Uploaded every day, 7 a.m. EST. You know, I don't think it's that much of a hot commodity, but I do like to stay consistent, because staying consistent means that I'm dedicated, and it keeps me, it keeps the momentum going, keeps the it's kind of like if you're consistent, it's an incentive to keep being consistent. Does that make any sense? Because when you stop the consistency, that's when you get lethargic. And I know I'm using like, they're not even that big of a word, big of words. Well, see, told you I can't grammar. English was not my first language, so. It's funny, I always see people post that like a really intricate like Reddit message, and at the very end they have to indicate that English isn't their first language, so excuse any typos, when their grammar is probably 50 times better than most people who have English as their first as a first language. So, thank you for kind of what's the word? It's kind of sandbagging in a way. And I literally just did the same thing, so I'm not like, you know, I'm not throwing any shade or anything like that, but it's just it's funny because it's true. 230 or less, 220 is 7. Wow, that seems impossible. Yeah, what have I been up to? Again, you know, just trying to get better. I'm trying to figure out what games to play in this year. I'm trying to learn Spelunky again, and that game is a lot tougher than anybody remembers. Like, if you ask anybody who's played Spelunky before, they're probably just like, yeah, it's a really good game. I remember being able to beat it pretty much every single run. That's not the case. That's probably like if they haven't played it for like 2 years, there's a lot of reflex things in that game that just end your run kind of immediately. I just realized we need to do 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so I don't know why I'm like lollygagging here. Is that the word? Hold on. Is there a path over this way? There is. What does it do, though? Am I supposed to ride this tree down? It's not possible. Hold on. What's over here? That's a much more feasible shortcut right there. Yeah, much better. I think the other shortcut's like a Geronimo shortcut. You know? Wow! Okay, well. Can't expect perfection. But, you know, it's nice to be back on the grind on Lonely Mountains Downhill. I want to get at least all these challenges done, all the night modes done, before I move on to anything. You know, because I feel like having that checklist completed will just feel really good. You know, gave the game our due diligence, if you will. 230. Okay. So yeah, we're I'm full swing at my new. Well, I'm doing like on the job training. This week. On my new job. Yes, while I'm sick, while the baby's sick. Well, I'm trying to keep the content flowing. There's a lot going on right now. But again, you know, momentum is a strong thing. Keeps you less lethargic, more inspired, yada yada yada. There's lots of positives to keeping the ball moving. But yeah, as I was saying, maybe like 15 episodes ago or so, the new job's very it's a lot more physical than my last one. Which again, it really bites that I'm under the weather when I'm starting to do that. I think it was my instructors too. For we had training for the last 3 weeks. The last week the instructors were sick, and pretty much I think we all got sick because of that. So we're starting our first week on the job all with head colds, because there was a couple people complaining in the class that they started to feel sick as well, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm feeling fine right now, but I bet you, yep, there it comes. We're at section 8 out of 8. I wonder if this is possible. Like if we take this shortcut here. Why does this feel familiar though? I feel like we've done this already. Did it not save our progress? I don't think it did. Because I'm pretty sure we've completed this this 230. Which, you know, kind of makes me feel like I should probably have an easier time completing it the second time, but that is not the current case here. 29, 30 is okay. So we're way off. We're 6 seconds off. I don't think we can make that up, but let's try one more time. No. Okay, let's restart. Breathe in, breathe out. But, like I said, I don't want my life to be full of excuses. I don't know if you can take too much inspiration from what I'm doing, but I've never been a huge fan of complaining, you know. I think that's part of why I've been I don't hang around like overly competitive crowds for very long, at least. A lot of the, and it's kind of like a new thing. Like people say like Johnny's competitive, you know, as if it's a good thing. Usually, you know, it means that they have a fire, like we were talking about with Kobe before. Like it lights a fire under their butts, their tushes to do better than they usually do. But that's fine and all. But guess what usually comes with the competitiveness, with that attitude, is usually they don't like losing. Or it's not even that okay, so nobody likes losing. It's that they can't handle losing. And I'm not talking about like respect for the opponent, etc., etc. Like people think that that's where it stops. I think psychologically it needs to be more than that. Like you can have respect for the opponent, but also have respect for yourself that you gave it your all. You know, you maybe figure out what you can learn from the situation, instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm a dummy." And I'm not 589. Hold on. How are we missing that much time? Where was I going with this? Yeah, competitiveness can usually come with a really lousy attitude of complaining. Like complaining that something's not fair, or somebody just has like some sort of innate advantage, you know? And I've found myself saying the same exact thing. Like on PC games, and this has logistical backing to it, but still I shouldn't be complaining that competitive PC games are completely pay to win, because you need a $2,000 PC / setup to be able to hang with the best crowds, which is technically not true. The best of the best, the cream of the crop, can just use your game sense to kind of finesse your way through any technical disadvantages. I'm here to tell you, I ain't the cream of the crop. I'm not the creme de la creme. I don't know if you've noticed in this game series or any other games that I've played, I can figure stuff out. I can learn from my mistakes, as I've been saying. Sometimes I can't even do that. But like the best gamer, this is gonna need to be my full-time job if I'm ever gonna be even remotely close to that. In my descriptor. What are we reading, the Bible? It's yeah. So basically, I need a $2,000 PC to be able to hang. Because that's probably what all of the mid-tier skilled players use as well. You know, one of the main things that people say when you're performing poorly is your computer up to snuff? Can it hang? Lots of professional players play at like low resolutions or low graphical fidelity to increase their frames, to increase, you know, being able to run games faster instead of smoother, or I guess faster and smoother kind of go hand in hand, but instead of keeping clarity, they want to get their hold on, is there a shortcut here? I think there is. Holy smokes, what was that? 485 we just shaved off. Whew. We need to remember that for the next run. Well, we need to get 210. Because we're looking for 230 right now. I think we're going to reach it. But also, the 7 crashes thing is going to be a huge pain. Depending on what bike we're using. I'm hoping it's the Boar. It's the one I've been practicing with, but I think it might be like the Trailblazer. Which also is not bad. But it can handle a little bit less. Okay, I'm thinking we skip this jump. This jump is a little too risky. Let's go over here and go for this shortcut right here. There's another shortcut that follows it that we weren't using. There's one. But there should be another one. That's not it. Okay, through the river. Oh, no. That's the shortcut I was talking about, that branch. Wait, hold on. So if we do this, is there a jump to reach another section? Hold on. I'm missing something. Ah, there it is. What is this? Yep. Right here. Ride the branch, ride the... These are probably the toughest of the shortcuts, which makes sense because this is World 4. Oh, the grind! Okay. We almost did it. You know, the more practice, the better. Like I said, the depth perception necessary for this game, specifically for this branch, is it's probably maybe an S tier necessary. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. Nope, we were facing the wrong direction. We have pretty much where the starting point is, but we need to have the right direction as well. There we go. Other one. This one's a little bit easier. Now this dismount is a little bit tough. Okay, that's fine. There, oof. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do this with 7 crashes. That's kind of a large ask, but yeah, the complaining culture is massive, man. I don't know if I brought this up like a billion times, either on stream or in these recordings, but I don't think it's just gamers either. Like at my new job, like everyone who's training me is just basically complaining the heck out of like the other side of the system. Everybody's trying to weasel their way into their best situation, which I guess like human nature will bring you to that, but like it'd be so much easier if everybody just did their part. I don't know. I guess I don't know why I'm telling you. Maybe something inside you will go, yeah, you're right. let's complain a little bit less and just work a little bit more. Or maybe you work maybe you work too much. Maybe you know your work ethic is great, but you're kind of just picking up slack for other people. You know, maybe just do the allotted amount of work necessary. You know, because I feel like there's something there for that as well. Because if you do more work than other people, you immediately expect better treatment. You immediately expect to, you know, to rise the ranks, etc., etc. But it just I don't know if this is a good way to look at it, but like it kind of creates resentment. Like, especially if you just have an aptitude for the task. I don't know, man. Maybe it'll be called laziness if you don't do above and beyond. But I guess it's just a personal thing. We only shaved 2.5 seconds off of our personal time for doing all of that. My dude, that's not good. I don't know. That's fine. Section 7 out of 8. Let's see what time we can get this to, though. 'Cause that's really the important part. If we can get to 210 somehow, some way. Alright, so we're at 150. I don't think we can do this in 20 seconds, though. Are we missing yet another shortcut? We're definitely gonna make this 2:30 mark. Who's Mark? Oh, hi, Mark. Is that an old meme at this point? I mean, I know memes like get old after 5 seconds. Because that's how the internet is. But I feel like I just recently heard about Tommy Wiseau. At least from a Zoomer. It has to be Zoomer approved for it to become an actual meme. 2:13:87. So we need to shave 4 seconds off. And it's pretty much all in that first checkpoint. Alright. Well, that was a good episode. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked it, and hit that sub button if you want to show your support. I appreciate it very much. These episodes are going to come daily, and if not, it might be another game that comes out daily. You know, but that's pretty much what I'm trying to do, and trying to keep it up. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one. See you.